Pat is meeting with Mark Farmer, an aerial combat cameraman and Area 51 expert. He is taking Pat to view an undisclosed flight path that few have ever been to.
We're about 20 miles to the north of Area 51. This whole place is contaminated with plutonium. They had done a weapons dispersal test where they blew up a nuclear weapon.
So are we in a plutonium-enriched area right now?
There's plutonium around.
Okay, great.
According to Farmer, many years have passed since the last weapons test. But this area has become a prime location for something else: observing flight tests.
I hear something right now.
Sounds like we got something coming in.
In the distance, an F-15 moves through the skies over Area 51. Not long after, it's joined by another. The military may have been alerted to the investigation's presence.
Do you think we are being watched?
And certainly electronically surveilled.
An unknown number of sensors that collect visual and audio data are scattered all across this area of the desert.
How would they be monitoring us?
School of techniques called electronic support measures, which basically are sucking up just electromagnetic emanations. And we have wireless microphones on right now. We have cell phones, we have walkie-talkies. We've been blasting out all sorts of stuff, so it's very easy for them to pick up.
The F-15s make a couple of passes, but soon disappear from sight. No further activity takes place. With the base most likely aware of their presence, Mark and Pat realize they're not going to see any further flights.
It's their job to keep that place secret, so of course they're going to do what they got to do.
22 miles off-road from the nearest town, Pat is meeting with experienced Area 51 guide Glenn Campbell, and the two will hike up to a vantage point named Tikaboo Peak. From the top, they'll be able to see the base with their own eyes.
We're about to set up our day camp because we're here a little early. The sun is still out, and we want to do this hike at night. We want to be there at sunrise. That's the prime time to see Area 51 in the morning when the sun is coming up.
As nightfall comes, Pat and Glenn Campbell are preparing for the long hike to the top of Tikaboo Peak. Tikaboo Peak is 26 miles away from Area 51 and is the only current location to legally view the base.
We had to come across 22 miles of dirt road to get here. We have to hike this very difficult hike up to the top of the peak. So it's not something that people are going to do every day.
It's midnight. I'm here at the base of Tikaboo Peak at about 6,900 feet. The air is very dry, and I'm already feeling the altitude a little bit.
Though the hike is only a mile in distance, it requires a 1,000-foot ascent over steep and treacherous terrain. Pat and Glenn must often crawl on their hands and knees through scree, a combination of loose rock and dirt.
We've been hiking for a while now. The incline is steep at a certain point, so this is not easy. For those who are attempting this, you have to be an experienced climber. This is not for beginners. You could easily fall to your death here.
The night hike takes Pat and Glenn nearly 3 hours.
Are we almost there?
We're just about there, over the next ridge here.
As they cross the ridge, the most elusive base in the world comes into view.
You wanted Area 51. There it is.
Oh my gosh.